the Buddha's hidden warning about language, how we turn names into reality. Most people think suffering begins when we encounter difficult experiences. The Buddha points to something much more subtle. Suffering often begins long before that. It begins when the mind names something, then forgets that it named it, and finally mistakes the name for reality itself. This overlooked process lies at the heart of two profound discourses, the Mahānidāna Sutta, DN 15, and the Samiddhi Sutta, SN 1.20. Read together, they reveal a powerful insight into how human beings create attachment, identity, and suffering. The field where names arise. In the Mahānidāna Sutta, the Buddha makes a remarkable statement. After discussing the mutual dependence of namarupa, name and form, and vijnana, consciousness, he concludes, "This is the extent of designation. This is the extent of language. This is the extent of conceptualization." The Buddha is not asking a metaphysical question, such as, what exists behind experience? Instead, he is asking, within what domain do naming, language, and concepts operate? His answer is clear. They operate within the dependently arisen interplay of namarupa and vijnana. This is the field in which experience appears, distinctions arise, and language functions. The problem is not naming language is useful. Without names, communication would be impossible. The Buddha is not criticizing words. He is pointing to a mistake we make after words appear. Consider a simple example. Someone says, "There is a river." The designation functions perfectly. Everyone understands what is being referred to. But then a subtle assumption slips in unnoticed. Because there is a name, there must be an independently existing thing corresponding to that name. The mind quietly moves from river to river thing. This shift seems harmless, yet it is the beginning of a much deeper problem. How we become trapped by our own designations. The Samiddhi Sutta describes what happens next. The Buddha says, beings perceive in terms of what can be designated and become established in what can be designated. This is the critical step. The issue is not that designations exist. The issue is that we become established in them. A flowing process is designated as river, person, self, world, past, future. Then the mind treats these designations as independently existing realities. Attachment follows naturally. We cling to my identity, my reputation, my future, my achievements, my opinions, not because they are inherently solid, but because we assume there is a real entity behind the label. The river exercise. A simple thought experiment reveals this tendency. Suppose someone points to a river. Ask, is the rain the river? Is the mountain the river? Is the riverbed the river? Is the flowing water the river? Is any individual stone the river? The answer is always no, yet the river still exists conventionally. What does this tell us? The river cannot be found as an independent entity separate from conditions, nor can it be found hidden inside any one condition. The designation river functions, but it depends entirely upon a changing network of causes and conditions. The problem begins when we imagine something more than that. The second assumption, we rarely notice. Many people stop here and conclude, open quote, there is no independently existing river, close quote. But the Buddha's analysis goes further. The Samiddhi Sutta contains a striking statement. Having fully understood what is designated, one does not conceive a describer behind the description. This exposes a second assumption. When the mind creates a river, it also creates an observer. When it creates an object, it creates a subject. When it creates the thing being experienced, it also creates the one experiencing. Most philosophical discussions challenge the object. The Buddha challenges both. Just as the river cannot be found apart from conditions, neither can the observer who claims ownership of the experience. Both belong to the same dependently arisen field. The Buddha's radical insight. When DN 15 and SN 1.2 are read together, a coherent picture emerges. DN 15 says, understand the field in which naming and conceptualization occur. N 1.0 says, do not become established in the things that appear within that field. DN 15 points to the domain of designation. SN 1.2 points to the attachment that arises when designation is mistaken for reality. Together, they reveal a subtle but transformative insight. The mind names a dependently arisen flow, then forgets that it named it. Then imagines both an independently existing thing being named and an independently existing self doing the naming. The Buddha's teaching dismantles both assumptions, a practical reflection. The next time you hear a familiar word, river, person, success, failure, future, self, pause for a moment. Ask, what exactly is being designated here? Can the thing be found apart from the conditions that give rise to it? And who is the one claiming ownership of that designation? These questions are not philosophical games. They point directly to the process by which attachment is formed. The Buddha's invitation is not to stop using language. It is to see language clearly, to use designations without becoming imprisoned by them, to recognize names as useful tools rather than hidden realities. And in that recognition, a surprising freedom begins to emerge.